I remember the day I got this kit back in 2003. Back then, to save space, I used to cut up the model boxes, stuff the content into a bag, tape the box lid on, and stack them. The other day, while cleaning my room, I found this kit. I thought I had lost it, so I was thrilled to find it. I took it as a sign and immediately started building it. In 1998, Revell and Tamiya were in a race to release a 48 scale F-84G kit. Due to various issues, Revell couldn't release theirs until 2000, but Tamiya's had been on the market for a while and the market was saturated. That's why this excellent kit from Revell never got recognition it deserved. You probably don't even know this kit exists. The kit is from my one of favorite Revell eras, the early 2000s, when they used Korean molds. Plus, there's a surprise photo etch set included in the kit. Let's start building. As usual, I'm cutting, cleaning and preparing the cockpit and fuselage parts for painting and assembly. I'm going to use this foil I borrowed from a cream cheese container to make the seat belts. The set that came with the kit only has the seat belt buckles. Revell suggests making the seat belts using masking tape. For a more realistic result, I will be using foil. I used this method to avoid losing small parts while cutting them. Threading the foil through these small seatbelt buckles requires some patience. The result is satisfying. There are critical areas that need cleaning to avoid assembly issues. This is one of them. I don't like multi-part landing gear wells. They usually cause problems. But this one is well designed. The landing gear well covers are molded as one piece, the last thing we want when doing metallic painting. I'm cutting them apart right away. This detail also needs cleaning. I went through the assembly stage without any issues at almost all the potentially problematic points. The canopy details are still better than some of modern kits. I use a brush handle to bend the air brake part. The canopy part got scratched while in the back. I'm solving this problem by polishing it. The canopy details are quite distinct, so the masking job was pretty easy. And now I can start painting the parts. Old model kit, old methods. I'm bringing out all the details with dry brush. After painting the remaining details with a brush, I am applying a gloss coat. I applied a dark weathering wash and then cleaned up the excess and applied a matte coat. After applying the glass effect, I'm starting the assembly. I used old coins as noise weight. You have to glue the fuselage house very carefully. As always, I glued it step by step, checking at each stage. The model is almost ready for painting without using any putty. I'm applying a white primer to the areas that will be painted yellow and red. After the paint is completely dry, I'm masking these areas and applying a black primer to the surfaces that will be painted metallic. Then I applied a thick coat of gloss varnish. I'm going to use a method used for car models to polish the varnish. I'm sanding the varnish layers to make them smooth. Then I applied a very thin final coat of varnish and got a smooth and shiny surface. The front landing gear is the most negative aspect of this kit with its delicate and complex structure. While the varnish was drying, I completed the assembly of these parts and got them ready for painting. I tried to create a tonal difference between the panels using different metallic paints. Finally, I painted the anti-glare panels and moved on the decal work. Of course, I won't be using the decal set that came with the kit because of all the time and unfavorable storage conditions. But the set is so good that I was able to use a few pieces from it without any problems. I'm sure I could have used all of them without any issues. The yellow and black checkered Thunderjet is always my favorite. Yes, I'm going to build this Greek version. These decals are really amazing. The carrier film disappears almost immediately after applying them. The decals in this part seem to be adjusted for Tamiya kit. I had to cut and trim them a bit to fit them. It's necessary to apply the weathering wash carefully. I don't want to over-weather the model to avoid losing its shine. Assembling the landing gear isn't very difficult, but it's almost impossible to do so in a video shooting angle. After assembling the landing gear, I applied a matte varnish to all non-metallic surfaces. I applied a slight fading effect to the matte panels. Let's add the remaining details and finish the model. Finally, I want to say a couple of things about the aircraft I built. This aircraft was obviously painted with a matte aluminum paint, so it's not bare metal like I painted it. My model is incorrect in that way. However, according to my taste, none of the F-80's aircraft in my display case can be matte metallic. They all have to shine brightly. If you want to build a more accurate model or participate in a competition, pay attention to this. This aircraft was actually quite matte and a bit dirtier. Well, thanks for watching this episode. If you liked the video, please like and share. Subscribe my channel if you haven't yet. Also, you can support my channel if you can see the join button below or on Patreon. The links are in the information section below. See you soon on the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and keep modeling. Bye.